themes, whatever, and vice versa for FMs, for CMs, for everybody, that there's need to be more than just your role. The third tenet is pretty much the counter to that. It's also making sure that you have to understand that there are limits. You should not be jumping in the middle of a situation that you're not prepared for or you haven't been trained for. So know how to utilize either the other members of your staff and or the professional resources on campus. With all of those stories, they're sort of woven in that anything can happen on the road, right? At a moment's notice. All of a sudden there can be an impromptu birthday party that springs up downstairs and some drunken fool comes in and blah, 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 blah. So it's just being cautious that things kind of come up and that you have to be thoughtful. Last but not least, the concept of fun. I think sometimes part of training, that what can come from this is it's very serious. There's a lot of important things that come from it, sometimes very heavy. We also want to weave in that what you do during the year it's awesome. It's fun. You have an incredible experience. You're able to be creative and innovative and connect with people that you wouldn't have done that in the past or wouldn't have had the opportunity elsewhere. So all of those will again feed into the afternoon session where we debrief. Friday morning is our last morning of position-specific training. Then we'll go to lunch, and then we schedule basically from noon on. Staffs can take off and do retreats if they want as a group. We will allow them to allocate some funds from their accounts to be able to do staff retreats if they so choose. So we will do nothing on Saturday, nothing on Sunday. We have got Monday in the morning. We will need to do a food handler certification for our KMs. This is required by the county. We will have some time set aside for you guys to be able to meet with the CMs individually if you so choose. That's kind of what was my thought. To begin to help them or to begin to articulate what their plan for the quarter is going to be, kind of events, number of events, the concept they want from the year, that sort of thing. That may be like mostly Monday morning, Tuesday all day. Same thing for FMs. They'll be meeting with our financial associate or financial advisor to be able to plan out their budgets, think about what they need to do. Again, those will be more individual meetings. But Monday afternoon, we're looking at a session called Strategic Planning, a year in view. The concept here is that oftentimes students will get a little blown away about how fast the year can go. And so we want to be able to kind of give them a snapshot ahead of time, i.e., fall quarter is really around like getting to know your job, setting a tone in your house, themes, etc., etc. But in November, we start talking about hiring already. The process was going to be pretty fast, and people get a little freaked out sometimes that they've only been in their job for a month or two and they're already thinking about who's going to be in their job next year. But that's reality because applications are going to be due at the first week or the first or second week of January. So we want them to begin to think about that. Obviously, winter quarter is most prominently set up for selection. We spent a lot of time doing that. It's a big burden on staff, a big opportunity for staff. That will feed into spring quarter, obviously, which we'll be talking about the draw process, pre-assignment for Greek House's Rush. We'll be talking about kind of succession planning, so beginning to bring in the new staff, thinking about what the traditions are, things they should know about, getting them involved in special dinners, getting them involved in events in the house, that sort of stuff. And then obviously finally in spring quarter we'll talk about closing and getting ready for the end of the year. That's pretty much it. We will also be looking at Tuesday night. I forgot one session, I apologize. Tuesday night, the 13th, there'll be a Safety Academy session. This will be set up for CMs. They will be required to go along with all RAs across campus. Safety Academy will be looking at what the Res Ed emergency response plan is in case of an earthquake, in case of a fire, pandemic, whatever. It will look at what to do in case of fire, what to do in case of emergency, and then actually putting out a fire physically with a fire extinguisher. So we'll be doing that. It's like a rotation. Probably won't be more than an hour and a half to 2 hours, but we're scheduling that in on Tuesday the 13th. That's pretty much it. We wrap up training that Monday/Tuesday if we need to do individual meetings. Wednesday set aside, obviously, so Tuesday the 20th is NSO as well. So anybody who wants to participate in NSO as a volunteer, welcome to do so. We actually encourage it, obviously. And then Wednesday, get your houses ready. Thursday, residents move in. Thursday through Sunday, row houses have an exception. They're allowed to have 2 events with alcohol, but only for the residents of their house. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well, and how to plan those and that sort of stuff. All right, so that's pretty much training. Thursday the 22nd, also be prepared. That's the day that our kitchen's open. We get ready we start feeding students. And then Monday the 26th of September is the first day of school. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, give me a holler. You guys are planning the morning sessions, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This should be about what their tasks are, expectations for their job, and how they should be communicating with you, who you are, that sort of stuff. I will probably not be there. I will be around. My challenge is trying to make sure that I really want you guys to be presented as their face, their advisors, their day-to-day. I am your advisor. I am your day-to-day person. So if you need anything, obviously feel free. Yeah. So that's about it. Once you guys are finished off thinking about what your sessions are, everybody I've sort of marked up who I think would be lead based on your comments. Hoping that you guys can take that and run. Once you've got a context for what you think you want to get across in these sessions, then let's put it all down. Get an idea of how much time that's going to be, so we can begin to dictate if that's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You need an hour, 4 hours, whatever it's going to be. Obviously 1 to 3 hours. I'm sorry, but also we want to be thoughtful and cognizant of how sessions they build on each other. So it doesn't make any sense to, for instance, we're doing residential community honor code and engaging peers first because those are values based. We want to build values first before we get into how they might be needed to be used for alcohol, parties, and sex. Alcohol, parties, and sex come in a single conversation or a single day because they build. Oftentimes, parties are revolving around alcohol. When alcohol and parties are involved, people tend to be more loose. Sexual harassment can come up. Sexual assault things can happen. People can also just be sexual health. How to take care of you or your residents if and when they decide to engage in those things, and what are the resources on campus like SHPRC. Sorry, I never have to say it right. SHPRC. All of those sort of things, kind of building throughout the week. So that's what I'm hoping to do with you guys, or hoping you guys can do with your group. Give me an email, shoot me another video like this if you like it, whatever works best, and I will get some information out. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it so far. You guys have been doing some awesome work. Looking forward to seeing how the sessions break out. I really appreciate your detailed thought and banter back and forth in terms of like Steven and Megan have some presenters they're interested in. Petter really jumped in thinking about how he's got some expertise in presenting information in some areas and pitfalls that have happened in the past, to be more specific about how this are the practical uses of certain conversations in terms of leadership, etc. I wouldn't focus against super hard on those kind of bigger concepts of leadership and management and yada yada. Your guys' 12 hours are supposed to really set aside for what their task is during the year. As a CM, when they walk away after their 12 hours, do they know what you expect, and will they be able to produce that or with their residents starting on day one? That's what they really need to know. We can always do things throughout the year. We can do touch points. We can have in-service trainings. We can do all kinds of other things, follow-ups, but they need to know when they walk out. What is it that they need to know on day one? Okay? Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.